All right, guys, we are moving forward with all haste. We're going to make more fun here as we dive into new technologies and move forward. Fantastic interview if you happen to be watching with Nish and good friend TK. I got to remind him that he's a good friend, but we're going to get to that later. A little preview for tomorrow morning, if you will. I'm going to read from my notes to make sure I get this right. First one, create exceptional experiences with digital and human intelligence. Got 4 presenters with names that are a little bit too complicated for me to try on video for the first time, so I don't want to insult them, but that's exceptional experiences, human intelligence, digital and human intelligence. You got to check that out tomorrow morning. But also, another good friend from Canada, Tim Segedi's doing The Power of Yet, an introduction to Cisco's emerging technologies and incubation group. That's Tim Segedi. That's a name no one likes to say around here, but I love it. I think it's easy. Either way. But now, we're talking about new IoT innovations to simplify IT insights. And it's my pleasure to welcome, SVP, Vikas Bhutani.
That's right.
SVP and GM of Cloud and Industrial IoT Connectivity here at Cisco. You guys have had so much traffic in your booth each time I've come by, and mainly because I think you have massively good show and tell. I think you've got the best physical demonstrations, and then of course you've got a lot of new software and stuff as well, but I wonder if you could tell me what is exciting this week for your area with Cisco Live.
No, Rob, this is a super exciting week. We've had thousands of customer meetings. We've had partner meetings where customers are getting excited about where things are. It really, when we talk to our customers and setting the stage, they're concerned about 3 big things. Okay. First, cybersecurity. How do I protect my industrial environments? 2, we've been talking about this IT-OT partnership. How do I in IT participate? What do I do? Right. What's my role in this conversation? And 3, I got these exciting use cases. I want to go all wireless. Does Cisco have technology or capability to help me and solve these problems? And these are the key areas where we see IT playing a critical role in what our customers need.
Well, I feel like it's starting to feel like Cisco covers everything with IT and OT, almost up to, but not quite the part of the therapy requiring as new groups have to communicate once again. So it feels like that's very much a Cisco thing, because as the industry consolidates and we help provide technologies that converge to make things get more done with less human resources potentially, but specifically to the products and stuff you guys have been talking about this week, what are some highlights that are fun to talk about?
Yeah, Jonathan kicked off yesterday at the keynote talking about simplify everything in IT, and that's the theme that is all taken closer to our heart. With our IoT operations dashboard, a SaaS-based product purposefully built for that OT user, we announced 2 key enhancements. We announced the integration of cyber vision, such that customers can get a good inventory of their devices, and the other thing we introduced was secure equipment access, making it easy for customers to get access to their equipment. We also made sure that we introduced new set of exciting customer use cases. The team is going to hear from Scottish Wind and Power on how they're bringing renewable energy and how the communication technology is going to enable that. And the third part of it is we're going to continue to innovate on our networking portfolio. So there's a lot of exciting new capabilities. Rather than me and you talk about it, let's pass it over to Richard, who's in the World of Solutions booth and can walk the team, take it over.
Now you're doing my job with the toss.
I'm just learning from the best, man.
There's only a few things I have to do, but either way, I think talking to the studio, is Cedric ready to? All right, let's head out to IoT and get our hands on. Cedric?
Great. Well, actually, I'm here in IoT zone, and as you can see, maybe the cameraman can show, but it's really crowded over here right now. As you said, Rob, it's the busiest stand that I've seen in the Cisco showcase. And as he said as well, I'm here joined by Richard Mullen, who is a leader and a technical marketing engineer here at Cisco in our IoT group. So, Richard, how are you doing today?
Oh, well, you can kind of see we're super busy, as you can see back here. Absolutely, we've got our massive, oversized 1101 that attracts people.
It looks a little bit like a music box.
Exactly. But the key thing is around, again, as you were saying, as Vikas was talking about, customer use cases, and we're seeing a tremendous kind of change and acceleration in the market around digitization of these industrial pieces. There's a lot of stuff that goes back and
why don't you give me a tour? Why don't you give me a tour?
So, you heard Vikas mention the IoT operations dashboard. That's what we're showing here, where we're using a cloud-managed dashboard and different sorts of services, and we've basically taken the guts out of a traffic controller, and that's what we've set up here. So we can take a look at this, we can see our LiDAR camera, our traffic signaling device, and then the technician can take a look at this on a single pane of glass. And then when they have an issue kind of in the field, worked and use secure equipment access to remote into that. And that'll be something that Samuel will be talking about on the iTalk that's directly to follow. But let's go back and talk about, I know that Vikas mentioned a bit on the use cases.
Great,
Let's go
yeah,
see
let's
what
go.
that looks like as well. So this is our IoT wall that we've been doing the last couple of years. And what we, for example, Vikas was mentioning renewables and what's going on with that.
It's a hot topic, right?
Exactly, yeah. We use these walls as a way of getting the guest to really talk about the use cases that they have. So you can see we're in the remote mobile asset area here. Again, we're showcasing IoT operations dashboard, but this time just as a static element. And then we've got very easy drawings to understand. So we've got a farm area network for a wind farm. Scottish Power Renewables is going to be talking about that in the iTalk session following just a couple of minutes. The turbine area network, and we show how does a Cisco network connect and create security in these scenarios, because we use different types of connection types to be able to basically communicate with and connect to these scenarios.
So industrial operations are changing, as it's clear, right?
Yeah.
Like renewable energy and so on and so on and so on. So how can they take advantage of that? Like, what can our guests take away?
Yeah. So the guest is normally a IT professional that's working, has the network, Cisco in the network stack. Yeah, I hope so. And so we show, and that's kind of what we've done with these colors here. What we show is that that network that you use at the core, that is Catalyst, that we're using Catalyst, we're using SD-WAN capabilities. Those really are underpinning all these different types of solutions. So even though we've got, ruggedized, you can see some of our ruggedized products here. Yeah. Even though we've got a ruggedized form factor that's meant for a substation, we then take the product, we use it back here in the use case, and we talk about how can you bring basically a secure IP backbone into all these use cases, and then drive outcomes like dropping my operational cost or a smaller footprint with security wrapped in.
Yeah, I can see here as well that you're like interlocking with our Meraki portfolio and our collaboration portfolio. You see like the cameras over here.
Exactly.
The cameras behind us. How does that work?
Yeah, so we're pulling from most of the rest of the Cisco portfolio. So using Meraki, for example, we may be using a camera. For example, they use this camera that they would be using for just ingress, egress, like in a substation. Like, how do you actually get in and do badging into that? Or with CyberVision, with WebEx, where we have remote expertise. So you have a technician that we've dispatched to a location. Now we're able to talk with them via WebEx and triage the situation. We don't have to roll a whole bunch of technicians out there.
Okay. What
but
else do you
all
have?
of our customers that we're talking through here, and let's go over and take a look at some of the products. So we work from the use case, and then we have our product table. So we've got some of the elements that we've just announced, where we've got, this would go in like a machine. So we would put this in a robot, and we could, again, connect into the industrial network. We can run a security policy on it. We can use that as the front underpinnings, as pulling that back.
You can do loads of things with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wireless access. So for example, maybe you're in areas where you don't have cellular. An appliance like this that really functions as an ultra-reliable wireless backhaul piece that would be on like an autonomous robot or in a factory or on a truck in the mine. So
let's double click on that, right?
Yeah.
Wireless access in areas where you cannot get it.
Yeah.
How is Cisco helping?
Yeah, so we look at wireless across a huge spectrum. So we talk about that in a multi-domain context. Cellular, 3G, 4G, 5G, private 5G. I know that Jonathan Davidson had a number of announcements here regarding virtual packet core and doing that yourself, and then into Wi-Fi, into technologies like Cisco Reliable Ultra Backhaul, areas where you do not have cellular connectivity. So we can mix and match. So this is this appliance uses Ultra Backhaul. So you remember there was my drawing over there regarding the offshore vessel. It would be outfitted with this particular device and then would be connecting to the turbines via ultra-reliable wireless backhaul, because we don't have cellular networks out there in the North Sea. So that's the idea. We can provide fiber-like connectivity that is very low latency and bring that to bear in these very difficult operational environments, like connecting to a speeding train that's, on a high-speed train that's moving on the rail, or offshore in a mine, elements like that.
That's really cool, and it's also so great that it connects with our whole portfolio here at Cisco, right? It's like a core product that you should have. What else have you got here?
Yeah, so let's just take a look. One other thing you were saying about the core product portfolio. It's one of our workhorse products, the 1101 right here. Now, I've got a number of these odds and ends that fit into the top of the 1101. We're taking the entire routing portfolio, we can slot that in, and we can put that in place, and then you can change out, leave the box in place, and then you can change the type of modularity. So we're about to roll into the iTalk here, I think just within under a minute.
Yep.
Things to listen for is, listen to how we're evolving as the market evolves. Listen to some of the operational challenges that both our customers have, and how Cisco is really leading the way of providing a blueprint moving forward to solve a lot of these issues. And we'll see you after the iTalk.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Richard, for that. But I kind of like hanging out here and seeing how many people are here and so on. So
we have been like swamped the entire
I noticed.
time.
And Rob
it was
mentioned as
10
well.
minutes after we started, then all of a sudden you're basically working the same triangle. We're going customer needs, let's talk about products, and then how do we manage? So are we using DNAC? Are we using CyberVision? Are we using IoT operations dashboard?
I can see your passion, Richard.
And we just worked through all of those elements.
I can see your passion. Super great to see so many people stopping by your booth here. I'm definitely going to explore a little bit more with Richard right now, but we're going to go back to the studio to Nish and Rob. Are you there, guys?
Oh, I have to laugh, Cedric, and don't worry, I know you're going to reset up, but I just want to comment for anybody if you've never worked with Richard Mullins before, one of the things you can always count on is good dynamic content. And one of the things, since that segment was a bit long, I noticed they gave him a microphone, which is fantastic. Richard knows how to do it all. He can hint, he can segue, he can set up, he can punctuate. And he does it all, but the problem is you got to get him to stop on a certain time sometimes. He will train and he will get it and it's just fine, but anyway, it's so much fun. We're going to see him again in just a minute, actually. In fact, after the iTalk, we're going to go back out to Richard Mullins, because there's no way we've even begun to tap that man's capabilities and the knowledge that he has. But with that, I want to welcome Nish into the studio.
Yay, I'm back.
This part I really like, because we are operating kind of separately. In fact, you've been doing more studio work, pre-recording interviews, live interviews, the whole bit. Catch me up. What you been up to? How have you been?
Well, I was behind you. I don't know if you saw. You did, because
I saw you there with TK.
Yeah,
I looked over to see.
You passed over to me a couple of times. I had a few guests in Studio B, which was really fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been really fun. Just to come back to lots of familiarity of previous Cisco Lives that we've done as hosts, right? And then there's a few things that are new and different this year.
Yeah. What's jumping out at you?
Well, firstly we have Cedric for the first time, so that's exciting. Always exciting to welcome a new co-host. We've been wandering around. Obviously, we've got 3 years worth of catching up to do with all these different Cisco leaders, all these new interviewees, people that have joined Cisco, whether it's new colleagues, new customers to meet. I think Carrie Palin, our Chief Marketing Officer, said 45% of attendees this year are brand new to Cisco Live.
Really?
So they've not had the opportunity to join over the last 3 years. So I feel like we've been making up for lost time, like 3 years worth of conversations, 3 years worth of meeting new people. It's been a lot of fun.
It does feel like we're back, baby. You know, and the thing that I always liked, because I tend to do the comparison, because the main two shows I do with Cisco Live and is US, which is historically, or most of the time is in Vegas. It's not always by any means. But there's a different feel, and I like the European Cisco Live in the sense that, one, I like both, don't get me wrong, but there is a more casual vibe and a level of, maybe it's the Norwegians here, but there's a friendliness in the air.
Right.
Everybody is friendly, unless you don't have ID to show with your badge when you're coming in the door. There's a little tension there, but we get past it. I'm like, I've got it right here somewhere.
Yeah.
But I feel like the focus is right here where we want it to be. Absolutely. I miss the fact, as much as I like virtual, and I'm glad that I was able to do so many virtual things, but even when you and I were on the same programs, we were on separate channels and we didn't get to interact.
And
it
in
wouldn't
different
have been the
places,
same anyway.
right? So we would finish hosting Cisco Live and then we would hang up on WebEx and would miss each other because we don't get the celebration that you get here, at Cisco Live as well. So I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow, and obviously we have our closing guest keynote as well. But before we kind of continue talking about the week, because there's so much still left to go, let's first head back out to Cedric. I think you're out there, right, Cedric? So what are you going to show us? What do you want to share?
Hey there, Nish. Yeah, I'm still here in the IoT operations zone of the showcase. I'm just going to enter, have a quick word with Richard about some really cool stuff that he's going to show you later on. But I'm just going to walk here a little bit in the showcase here, and maybe I should ask someone like what they think about Cisco. Can I ask you a real quick question, sir? You're live on Cisco TV right now, on CiscoLive.com. How is it going right now? How are you?
Very good, thank you. Yeah, very good sessions until today. So yeah.
What was your most favorite session?
Catalyst high availability and software-defined access. Two sessions we had were our favorite. Yeah.
Okay, and why is that?
Well, that's where my interest lies, and there were some new things. So yeah, always good to hear the new stuff.
Great, and is this the first time that you're coming to Cisco Live, or have you been like a returning?
First time, yes.
The first time. Okay, great, and you know, it's a great experience, right? Like you can see it's getting busy, like you can learn more about Cisco technology here in the showcase. You can connect with our engineers at the meeting village and so on. So what are some of the things that you would like to explore in like this afternoon and tomorrow?
Well, I still have some sessions to do this afternoon, but now we're on the World of Solutions and talking to people. We just had an interesting discussion with some Cisco people about industrial Ethernet switching, and so yeah.
Okay, cool, great. That's actually where we were just right now with Richard. Yeah. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful conference, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Great. Let's keep walking a little bit more. And I can see here around us like some of our partner booths, but then also on the my right-hand side, we're here back at the Cisco Collaboration Zone. I can see people doing demos. I can see people sitting down and actively listening. I think that's a network topology, but let's not go there because I don't know enough about that, so I'm not going to put myself on the spot. But okay, here I can see bikes as well. As you see, it's really packed. Like it's lots of Cisco people, lots of customers and partners. As I said here, like a bike as well. So maybe we can like be a little bit active here. Like maybe Rob and I should have like a biking contest. I'm not really sure. I'm sure Rob is up for that. But let's throw it back to the studio right now to Nish and Rob.
Well, guys, we are, Cedric, thank you very much, though, by the way. You went right back to Richard. But as you know, you can always count on him.
We know.
Where are we? See, we're on here?
Yeah, I think we're down here.
Yeah. Perfect. So one of the things, I got excited in IoT because we've got the modules as well for something I've been diving into a little bit further in other projects, but around private wireless,
right,
where the FCC has opened up additional bands. We've got CBRS, and then we've got bands that do require a little bit more management from a location perspective to issue licenses that can come and go. So you almost have reservations for your RF license in that specific band. That combined with, that's private wireless, which is LTE.
Okay.
But then there's also Wi-Fi, of course, continues to get better, but it's not the right solution for everybody. So you got private wireless, then you got 5G, and the carriers kind of confusing us with their marketing. I think it's an exciting space, is what I'm trying to say, Nish.
Yeah,
is that
sure.
IoT and the possibilities is, please don't think wireless equals Wi-Fi. And with IoT, there is so many more things that can be done now, especially with what Cisco's providing from a network perspective. So no excuses there. Guys, I want to tee up the next one. I'll come over to here. The next the IoT innovations, well, that one has the red light on it. New IoT innovations to simplify IT for industrial networks, with Sam, John, and Chris, I believe here. I'm not going to try their last names. You've seen the power of the Cisco network. Now you can take it anywhere. They're going to cover customer sharing experiences. They're going to give examples, new innovation based on this IoT operations dashboard. So we'll see more of that as well. New industrial networking. It's a good time. We'll see you on the other side.